Okay, hi everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 20th. And now that Uncle Joe Biden has gone and stolen my thunder these past few days, I figured I'd toss out an update while his prostate is on everyone's mind instead of my own. It's been about 6 weeks since my last recording and about 4 months out from my prostate cancer diagnosis. And a lot has gone on with what I will optimistically define as progress, although nothing is ever really quite that simple, right? So if you know me, you know I hate cliches, and the cancer world has a million of them. See, that was a cliche. But I'm quickly finding out that the line, everyone's journey is different, is true. And I am certainly fulfilling that one. But first, for the real good news, let's go to the numbers. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Yeah. As of my last blood draw taken last week, my PSA, everyone knows what PSA is now, right? Is down to 4.3, which is zero point 0.3 away from normal and 4 points away from undetectable, which for guys with stage 4 metastatic prostate flavor, this is the gold standard. And that's a hell of a long way down from a hell of a long way up. I'll show you this one. So back in February, if you remember, I was clocking in at a PSA of 3,016, which was basically a house on fire. So yeah, good news. We're now down to the smoldering ashes part of this game. Um, Getting undetectable remains the immediate and ultimately essential goal. Um, Really, it's what is the primary driver here, which is why the docs have added a third and most decidedly nasty treatment to my triplet therapy, and that is 6 doses every 3 weeks of the chemotherapy called docetaxel. And this is where I can't even do cancer right. My first dose was supposed to happen at the Sloan Kettering swanky outpatient facility up in Monmouth County, which is up near Asbury Park last month. I had rides set up to and from throughout the summer, had lunch spots selected after what were supposed to be efficient 2-hour doses of the stuff, the whole 9 yards. Now, it turns out I'm allergic to docetaxel, or more precisely, there's a protein additive that is part of that chemo's cocktail that I don't take kindly to. So much so that I slipped into a bit of anaphylactic shock during that first treatment, which meant a squad of nurses with EpiPens at the ready and a canceled first attempt, which was a real bummer because you really got to build yourself up to this thing to do, and it didn't happen. So after meeting with the MSK allergist and some other consultations, I was able to complete my first dose 2 weeks ago up in the city. Only this time it took 8 hours, which is pretty low and slow, but whatever, get it in me. And this looks like how it's going to be for the rest of what I'm calling my hot chemo summer 2025. The side effects after the first have been the standard, even less so than what they, say you might get. But certainly sucky. For several days afterwards are pretty bad. Then they kind of build yourself back up, and they hit you with number two, and you kind of repeat that process. So the other really sucky aspect of all this has been just trying to kind of nail down what type of prostate cancer I actually have. I've had two separate biopsies, one on my tailbone and one on a tumor about yay big that's tucked here between my rib cage and my lung. But that biopsy was presenting what you would call like a Whitman sampler of cell types, including a particularly shitty type called neoendocrine. That's the type that Steve Jobs had in his pancreas, which is, I think that's kind of cool, but other people don't think so. This is what that crap looks like. So you can see they're all kind of like different sizes and shapes and sizes. Here's what a plain old vanilla prostate cancer kind of looks like. Large cell, more adopted. So so let me go back here. Anyway, having differentiated cell formation sucks on a number of levels. They usually don't respond to traditional treatment therapies. And it's also so rare, it's really like only 1 or 2% of cancers identified. There aren't a lot of clinical trials that are aimed at them because, well, they're rare. You want to go after the majority rules, right? And the prognosis for these types of very aggressive cancers are pretty grim. So here's the rub. So far, as you can see from those numbers, I have obviously been super responsive to the treatments. If my cells were behaving in the way they were presenting during the biopsies, I would be recording this from the fifth dimension right now. And so really, another cliche, just because it looks like a duck doesn't mean it will act like a duck. So far, mine are acting like plain old normal prostate ducks, which is a good thing. In the meantime, I continue to learn and adjust to the new realities that come with my other treatments and the other aspects of this disease. In many ways, it's making me more disciplined in terms of medication regimens and when I'm active, when I can't be active, more aware of my body, what I eat, what I consume, and most definitely, it's making me more grateful every single day to be alive. I know that sounds cringy. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it's real. More grateful for all of you and just for every day that I have. Continuing to be able to work, which I love, and love talking with folks on the podcast and the blogs about ed tech. I'm excited to share that I have booked my stuff to bring eSchools podcast to ISTE at the end of June in San Antonio, Texas, which will be my 20th time attending this event, not counting that weird COVID year. So keep your fingers crossed that the numbers stay strong and the airports stay open and we keep going forward. Once again, your support means so much to me. And I hope to be able to see you soon, if not by Zoom, then maybe in person in Texas or in Philly or in New York. Thanks, and I'll be in touch as the summer progresses.